seconds going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto the backline. They do pick it up very early, so we see what CDEC are going to be able to play in, and once again they're going to be able to get rid of the Templar Assassin. Just we saw game 1, AQ had a incredible performance. They're going to ban it out again. No real surprise. I like that ban a lot.
Dire team pick.
Both teams thought you like the Earthshaker, huh? Interesting. Well, whichever team has had the Earthshaker, they have lost, I should say. But there will be no Rubik into the Earthshaker, which I think is a important thing. We saw a couple of fissures stolen last game. It wasn't too many, but the game did end pretty abruptly, and that's just instantly a clockwork. And I love this clockwork. Holy moly, it's good. It's another really good way to get on top of the Oracle. It absolutely destroys the Earthshaker. Because of how long of a cast animation the fissure has, Battery Soul just absolutely takes out that ability throughout the fight. And also, Earthshaker is very reliant on his initiation, so the Rocket Flare granting potential vision of where he is, or even stopping a blink, you know, putting it on that 3-second cooldown after the damage is... Clock is a really good matchup. And also Centaur doesn't get out of cogs as well, which is another thing. So they have 3 heroes that don't get out of cogs. So it'll be interesting to see how they're able to kind of deal with the clockwork at the moment. Like they might pick a hero that's... I was going to say like a Riki, but I don't know if I like Riki versus the Lycan a lot. Who's got CDC have last pick again? Okay, they got last pick and they're on Radiant again, so they held off. They picked Arme's hero here, and I think they'll do it again. No, they go back for the Quap. Okay, I think XM, well, I will say XM struggled in the lane, but the rotation potential from Newbees is a little lackluster this game. Like you don't have to worry about an Earthshaker, and they'll instantly DK. DK is very good against mobile heroes. You have the instant Sun and the Dragon Tail, and a lot of time we see like a Shadow Blade or a Blink build-up. Sorry if that was loud, I just opened my window. I probably should have muted my mic beforehand.
10 seconds remaining.
But, so yeah, they go back for the Quap P, which is interesting. Looks like they want to prioritize Arme this game. Even though they see the Lycan matchup, they don't know where, if it's going to be a Clockwork 3 or not. I actually would really like a Clock 3, but the issue is I think it is a really good Clock game. Like Quap's a hero that takes even a couple blink animation, like you have to cast blink a couple of times to still be able to get out of the cogs. Like it's not instant. So that the click was probably super loud. I've been clicking a lot lately, I've noticed. I've been clapping a lot when teams like have an incredible comeback or a fight. I start clapping for some reason, and then I click as well. Hopefully it's not too loud, but see, for me, like I can't tell. It'll come through differently on the audio. Sometimes when you get a good clap though, like a good clap and a good click, like the sound, it just makes like a super good pop. Oh, they're satisfying, I tell you what. But Newbee have actually flexibility if they want to put the DK on the 3. I've seen a couple of teams still run that. Oh, baby, they don't have a BKB piercing stun on CDEC, so no way to be able to deal with the Enigma Black Hole. And wow, Newbee just literally gonna run down CDEC. Actually, I think you got your Black Hole team fight, you got DK to push, Lycan to group up with you as well.
5 seconds.
The Frost Shield's not that good this game, but it looks like they prioritize the Lich a lot. It's got a monkey. I think this is a good monkey pick in the regards to is a hero that can come online a little bit earlier, and it will be the Clockwork as your 3. I like the Newbee lineup actually. They don't deal with the BKB black hole, so late game, it's always going to have heavy pressure. At least always just the thought of a potential black hole. But I think Newbee are very much on a window here where they can push down towers. I think they're going to struggle with killing the Quap. I will say DK actually has a really good lane versus Queen of Pain. Like, it's last DK matchup I saw versus Quap, he won pretty heavily. It looked like it was almost like an 80-20% matchup. I know it's not. I'd say it's probably about 60-40 favored for the DK. Maybe this is a little bit of recency bias. But honestly, that last DK I saw absolutely dumpstered the Quap. One thing is CDEC don't defend towers well. They don't have any like kind of protective lane shove. So the Oracle not good, Earthshaker not good. Usually you get it a lot from your supports. Centaur can kind of just sit on the front line. That's if SRF has a good lane, and you're against a Lycan, so you will. Yeah, you will. Lycan's not a very good laner. Just kind of gets what he can get. And a lot of time we see like the Lycans even falling back to the jungle at a decent stage, but damn, I really want water. Remember to keep your fluids up, laddies. Water, the best of them all. Water's been tasting pretty good lately as well. On a completely like different side note, we've got a fridge that dispenses out water, and it of course being filtered and cold. So pretty much, I'm just been enjoying that. You know, fridge water be hitting different. Like, people tell me you can like get water out of the tap and then put it in the fridge and have it cold, but it's not that. It's just, you know, one, it's from the tap, so it's not filtered anyway. Not that I really care about that. I don't know why am I talking about this? It's got no relevancy. It's kind of interesting. You know, we're still waiting for the game to start.
30 seconds to battle.
Who knows how much, if we all are fluoride, you know, maybe some people aren't too worried about it. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother. I will say though that if you guys want a good investment, get yourself a fridge that gives you water, dispenses out one. It's freaking dope. Tastes pretty good as well, as you know, as we are gonna see game 3. So Newbee, they're looking for their first series victory of the China Pro League. Whereas CDEC, they're looking to continue their flawless run at the moment. They are 2-0. Yet to drop a series, but of course they have only played 2 games, so you're a little bit difficult in that regard. Well, we had Sparking Arrow for ages in the China Dota Association that they were going flawless. It's so funny, they were like 6-1 or I think they ended like 7-1, but then this league they've not been doing well. So like just different league, but like same teams and everything, just unable to transition it. So I think Newbee are gonna have to hit a really fast pace timing, as SRF's taking a lot more damage than I expected. Yeah, Newbee are gonna have to hit a really fast paced timing with their lineup here, where they can just kind of take objectives really early on. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do prevail in this game. I mean, it looks like Wizard's going to be kind of left on an island here. Maybe Yxie might be able to... He has no idol at the moment. Maybe Yxie can help out with dragging the wave back. You already see Wizards kind of farming underneath the tower, which is nice. In fact, so looks like Victoria instead, well, they don't have a small camp. They don't have a big camp as well. So he's just going to constantly follow out the Enigma, which is beautifully done. Like, you know, the Monkey King is going to solo this matchup here. You are very, very content with a Monkey King on a solo matchup versus the Clockwork. Clockwork, though, should be able to get decent experience. Like, as long as the lane just doesn't get shoved into his tower, he doesn't have to worry about the kind of the creep equilibrium, because Monkey doesn't have a support to help out. So this is where we're really going to see Arme, you know, how strong he is. Can you do everything on your own? Can you last hit? Can you zone out Wizard? Can you also try and have the creep equilibrium in your favor and set this up? It's always interesting to see, but it looks like if Victoria can't really do much to prevent out the Enigma farming the jungle. This is a very greedy draft from Newbee. Position 4 Enigma is always probably the greediest, as we will see Faith stuck out in the Rubik here. In a bit of trouble. James has a lot of movement speed, so should be able to secure the kill. And we'll be able to get first blood. We're going to see a second game in a row now, where the Earthshaker has been able to pick up first blood. And I will also add that XM is demolishing mid. Like, so this looks like the last time I saw the DK Quat matchup. It must be a bunch of recency bias, because AQ is actually could just be dead, honestly. Especially with Victoria kind of playing around in the backline here. They will scout him out with the Observe Ward, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit too much damage for AQ to worry about. Pops the Fairy Fire. XM doesn't have a whole lot of mana, and Victoria's still in level 1 though. Top lane, Faith. Oh, full. SRF. Gonna be able to find a kill for him. His first one of the game as well. Really nicely done. Dire need to get out of the laning stage, and this is going to be the one issue. Because of the Enigma again. You're not a very good laning hero. You don't do a whole lot. And Clockwork is, at least Clockwork's kind of getting experience, so I think Wizard has to really utilize the experience. As soon as you hit level 6, try and play around with this. You know, as long as you can creep aggro to drag the creeps. Victoria really wants, okay, I was going to say really wants level 2, now has it as well completed. So Radiant doing a good job at least keeping tabs on where Wyx is playing across the map. Somehow got, oh, that's a weird camp. It's such a very low box, but now, oh, DK. Red Fire might be enough to actually keep him alive here. He's got 2 points on, but Bracer as well completed. So, but he's really struggling actually in this matchup. Hasn't gotten any help, and Radiant have put a lot more pressure onto the middle lane because they're kind of also hunting the Enigma at the same time. Again, another Fizz is going to get chucked out as well. I'm kind of surprised he didn't keep it for the big creep. Maybe he thought it was going to be a little bit more damage, but. Because, I mean, SRF soloing top at the moment, you know, a little bit weak. But like I said, Moogie on the Lycan isn't the strongest laning carry. So CDEC are well aware of how they need to play this game. Like, the lanes are a weakness right now from Newbee. Just hunt out the Enigma. Really shut down his kind of jungling efforts. And your Monkey King's going to have a good time solo. XM has been able to take over the mid lane, 30 now to 14 compared to the 19 and 0. So 14 denies. We see a massive level difference. I mean, XM is about to hit level 6, whereas AQ, you're still looking towards that level 5. So very, very nicely done from your Queen of Pain. This is a much different setup. And again, they don't have the greatest way to deal with the Quap. Like, it's just the Dragon Knight this game. And if they don't find, like, the fast, like, Shadow Blade or Fast Blink from AQ, XM just might be able to get enough items. And now Sonic Wave is picked up. So we see top. Faith might be in trouble here. It's a nice stun onto 2 from SRF. He's got 9 points in the Retaliate as well. So we'll be able to secure out the kill there, and we're going to see a 2,000 net worth lead for CDEC at the moment here, and they're still going to just try and put pressure mid. They have the catapult wave. CDEC are a lineup that does very well with being able to play around that kind of ultimate timing and the first catapult wave, because they should be able to get a kill on AQ here with the Sonic Wave. They've got 2 supports in the area. It's still very difficult. Double Bracer. 3 points up in the Dragon's Blood. They're going to try and attempt. Centaur top actually still does 4 now, but the Sonic Wave AQ dragged over the fissure line. XM's got a DD. If it commits for the blink, but the Purifying Flame's actually keeping AQ alive there. So Sonic Wave on cooldown. And AQ is just going to regen back up. So nicely done. We do see SRF dying towards the top side, so it's going to be able to give a kill. First one of the game over for the boys on Dire, but the Clockwork is, I think, the X factor. Like, Wizard has to pop off. Level 6, 26 last hits compared to the 47. Definitely was not a... Definitely wasn't a lane from Wizard where I would have expected him to out CS the monkey. But it looks like because the monkey hasn't really been able to keep creep equilibrium in his favor, Wizard's been able to get a decent chunk of experience, which is the important thing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And we see, oh wow, Victoria stole the big creep and also killed an Eidolon. So should reveal there's a ward in the area.
Radiant's top tower is under
They're
attack.
probably pretty aware that there's going to be vision anyway stalking out where the Enigma's making plays across the map, but AQ has that Elder Dragon form. Very similar to the Sonic Wave where Radiant rotated mid to try and utilize a kill into an objective. We're going to see the monkey though. Hunting Wizard.
Dire's top tower
Good old
is under
Cogs tricks
attack.
going to be able to give him enough survivability, but yeah, Army on top of the net worth, so they've really given him a good time, and he's going to go for the Battle Fury. Army's been a really big fan of Battle Fury, and a lot of the games I've seen him go for, yeah, even if it's not the monkey or Moogie, ultimate's going to come through, but you got to be careful. It's a lot of damage down with the Enchant Totem.
Top tower is under
Stuns him down before he can get the disengage fast enough. Struggling a little bit, unfortunately, there. Very nicely done. In the meantime, it's also SRF is going to be able to take top, so Radiant, they're going to have a pretty big advantage here with the early tower claimed from them. It's going to be able to open up the map. As soon as the Dragon Knight tries to put pressure mid, Centaur's just going to TP here and protect the wave. That's going to allow Clop to make a lot more movements. And we still see the Clockwork feels like he's drawn to the bottom side here. Like someone needs to occupy bot, or they should just rotate in the Lycan and the Dragon Knight and take the tower. But now James stuck in the cogs. Arme's going to try and help out. Wizard's going to be careful how long he does go for here. Gets the kill a little bit faster than what I was expecting, but now Faith, they might turn their attention. Jingu Stacks actually wears off, so Arme's going to reset them, but now with the Boundless Strike. Nice cogs again from Wizard. It doesn't matter. Second point of view, Purifying Flames. They think there's a ward on the higher ground, but there actually is not. Looks like somehow they still just had the vision. So top does end up falling. SRF's probably going to hold here just to try and secure the outpost or potentially contest it. And then go to a different lane. But AQ's starting to do better. So we do see that the Dragon Knight, you know, has not died, but has utilized a lot of the net worth on what looks like regen. The 2800 compared to the 3400, you know, is behind 6 last hits. I was going to see XM even getting in on the action, a little bit of kills here. Hasn't got a whole lot of mana, so XM has to be careful, but it looks like the Boundless Strike cleans up Moogie. And they're even going to try and use the Stampede here. James has a fissure up in 8 seconds, but the Stampede wasn't for the Lich. It looks like it was down underneath the tier 2 tower. They still will find the Lich as well. James was able to get in range from the Enchant Totem, which was a lot of damage. Just has his 3rd point picked up in the Aftershock. Now it's a 4,000 net worth lead. CDEC looks like they just completely took over game 2 and looking to completely take over in this 3rd game as well. Newbee have this greedy lineup in the Enigma who almost has the Helm Dom. It seems like the Helm Dom from the Enigma is go time from them. I think they have to start doing something because we're about to be 10 minutes in and there we go. As soon as AQ pressures out this tower, Centaur's just going to TP mid. They don't have the Sonic Wave, but it's actually a lot of damage down with the Echo Slam as well. Hookshot's going to be able to give him a little bit of protection. Wizard traps in too, but it looks like it just might be his own demise here as we're going to have a wrap around Moogie. Tries to help out with the backline supports here. Actually won't find any. So now that's 2 ultimates. I mean, kind of the older dragon form, not a lot of damage to the tier 1. And now they keep their catapult wave as well.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
SRF with first item Crimson Guard. I guess they gave him the Fated Brooch, so that 20 movement speed is kind of nice there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But the fact that Radiant are going to be able to secure this mid tower before Dire actually get it when they have a Dragon Knight is a little worrying. And now I imagine we'll just see SRF kind of play either towards mid or bot. Like whichever tower you're more worried about falling, that's where we'll see SRF play as, you know, Lich is going to get caught here and now Moogie could be in trouble as well. They do have Jingu stacks available, but he doesn't really want to opt for the dive. Instead, looks like he'll clean up a couple of the Necros. 100 gold, 100 experience, you love to see it. And I'm well, not a little worried, I'm very worried for Newbee. 5,000 net worth lead for CDEC. Like, this is also Monkey that doesn't have a Battle Fury. Armee's 4-0-1 has gone for the 4-3-3 build. No points up in the ultimate, so Armee really not looking to take fights, really just wants to try and farm the Battle Fury. And now Wizard, hookshot aggressive, finds SRF here, who was trying to take that tier 1 tower, did do so successfully. Almost cost his life for it at the same time, but it looks like he will not in the end. And now that's a big creep if they can get it. That's a Helm Dumb creep, 200 gold, you love to see it, but Armee's just scouting out. They do have the Midnight Pulse. You know, they want that creep. Who's gonna get it? Ooh, oh, nicely done. Helm Dumb the melee. It is on cooldown now for 60 though. So it feels like the melee is going to be a little bit useless now, but... Well, Armee might even just get it here, honestly. No, Maleficus. Waxy has the ultimate now with a little bit of mana coming through for the Stampede. SJF's going to try and cut them off with a Blink Fall from XM as well. Die. They've got the numbers advantage. Waxy trying to find the Black Hole setup. It is onto the Centaur War Runner, still able to cast out the ultimate even with the drag back from the Sonic Wave. XM's going to be careful with the positioning, but now with the Black Hole on cooldown, Shapeshift as well. Radiant are going to feel very happy if they want to take this fight here. They don't really have a whole lot of catch though. Monkey King has to try and set up forward. XM's going to fall off as well. You see, it's just so difficult to catch anyone. It looks like Faith with the Sacrificial Lamb just runs into the Radiant lineup. Allows Armee to find the kill as well. It's a mega kill streak for your Monkey King. So very nicely done. Wait, he's actually going to have such a fast Battle Fury, actually. Look how fat he is. 7,000 net worth. Boy, oh boy, Armee is on another level this game. Yeah, this camp should have given him enough of the perseverance, and they have an 8,000 net worth lead. Guys, 8,000 at 14 minutes into the game is a ridiculous amount. That is I'm really worried for Dire. Like, Black Hole, they didn't get anything out of. They still haven't taken a tower, and they have a lineup that is very aggressive, like at a fast timing. And Mugi could get caught out here too. Like, the issue is, I thought Dire were just gonna group up with the summons from the Enigma, from the Lycan, from the DK pushing. Like, Wizard's almost dead, but Mugi doesn't know it, that there's a smoke wraparound coming through with the Echo Slam committed. No escapability with the ultimate on cooldown, so Mugi pays the price. Third death for the game for him. In the meantime as well, Armee gonna pop the ultimate here from Waxy. Has 2 Jingu stacks to play around this, so we'll be able to secure a solo kill. You love to see that. Like, the Battle Fury doesn't really want to fight. So being able to find a solo kill with this, he's really happy with it, honestly. Like, gets it on cooldown, and he's just going to go back and farm up the map. And just continuing this net worth advantage. I wonder if we're going to see this game potentially get called a little earlier. I mean, there's a blink now on the Earthshaker. And the reason why I say that is, again, like I said, like, Newbee, they have this lineup where it feels like they're strong early, but Armee, could be in trouble here. They won't be able to stop the tree dance. So now Lycan ult is on cooldown. Armee will still be fine. Mugi might be able to cut down the tree. Armee's going to be careful here. Necros and the summon's actually blocking it. So now Mugi's ult is on cooldown. It's a pretty big cooldown as well. 125 seconds at level 1. So now Radiant, they're just going to be able to utilize the top side of the map with all their deep vision. Radiant really don't want to be playing to defend towers. They want to be getting kills in front of objectives and then transitioning that kill to more towers afterwards. Like, they don't have a lineup to be able to defend anything, and that was one thing I was worried about with the Radiant heroes. But it seems like SRF is, when you give a Centaur a really good lane and he just goes like Crimson Guard straight away, it's just so goddamn important. How is their vision up there? Because we saw Armee, like, look how much space Armee is actually making. This is nuts. He might have found him with Midnight Pulse. I'm actually so astonished at how much space Armee is making and how well CDC are playing. Like, game 1 looked really rough for them. game 2 they just dumpstered, and now game 3, 10,000 gold, 16 minutes in. Like we're seeing Newbee are, you know, they're looking to group up. You have Black Hole, you've got level 2 on AQ's ultimate. You know, the Lycan ult is about to come back up, but Radiant, they can still push relatively okay. Like once SRF is tanking up the tower with the retaliate stacks as well, they will be able to do a lot of damage. So it's going to be a safe lane tier 1 for a mid lane tier 2. And I would say Radiant are incredibly over the moon about that. And now they're going to smoke up towards the bottom side. They do have a very nice observe ward for Dire in the area. But now with the Stampede, Moogie's going to get caught here with the Blink reveal. They'll find out the Lycan. They're going to be able to farm up the summons as well in the meantime. Victoria's taking a bunch of damage here. In fact, they want to try and kill Waxy instead. He does have a TP, but there's a whole stump available just in case. So the mid lane though, Monkey does get a bit aggressive here, so pays the price. It's going to be a 2-1 across the map. That is a 6-time killing spree for Arme. So he's gonna lose a decent chunk of gold there over to Faith. 504 to be exact. Looks like Faith is going to be able to utilize that gold to buy his good old Tranquils. You love to see it. You can never... But it's a hard life for a support, guys. You're always looking for a little bit of gold here and there to get closer and closer. This ward's skill sounding them out, and there's also an Aghanims from XM who has a DD, might just pop this ult to find a kill on the high ground here. Wizard does have a blade mail, so it's a little bit more difficult. But they're looking to get set up. Dire, they find XM. They don't have Chain Frost, which I think is needed to be able to secure the kill. And now the ward on the backline finds Faith. They know there's going to be vision in the area. Instead, they'll go on Wizard. Hookshot just to allow him to disengage there on the backline. Looks like XM still wants to follow up. Nice blink spot as well. Utilizing the high ground positioning. Secures the kill. They do still get the D ward. But I guess, you know, little... I mean, I wouldn't... I don't know if I'd say that's worth it. Although XM... They're going to run up here. They still have Black Hole. I really think the only way back in this game from Dire is if Waxy goes BKB instead of Blink, which it looks like he is, and they just solo Black Hole Monkey King constantly throughout fights. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to blink in and get a big Black Hole, because once they see the Blink, like, James will just automatically hold Fissure. Like, these are very good players. They know they need to hold their abilities to counteract another ability. As we see, the game's kind of slowed down a little bit. Looks like Radiant, you know, Arme going Ag's next item. So with this Ag's, you know, it's going to allow him to have a lot more fighting potential. But the Battle Fury is definitely an item where you don't want to take fights with it, as Wizard's going to think about walking up the high ground here. They got the Lycan Wolves scouting out. I believe that's a Shadow... Oh, James, blink forward. Nice cloak's positioning, but it looks like the Fissure's even better. Prevent him from walking up the high ground here. They catch out AQ, but, like, how do you kill SRF? And now even Arme's going to try and show up. The Ags isn't completed yet, but now with the blink, SRF reveals it, but the zombie as well catches out too. They'll find the Dragon Turtle. Where's the follow-up on the background? It looks like it's all onto the Lycan, but now the Black Hole hasn't been casted just yet. Can they kill the Enigma fast enough? It looks like they can. Enigma down on the deck, has a buyback available, but Dire, they're going to try and disengage. Moogie, ultimate's about to wear off. SRF again struggling finding the hoof up there because the battery's so... They force out the Enigma buyback as well, and they don't have a tier 1 tower to TP to. So Enigma a little bit further away from the rest of the team here. This isn't going to take too long to be able to regroup with them. It's so cool, like the Wizard pump, the Clockwork pump faking the baton, trying to find that hook shot, but... These fights were just, you know, we're seeing kind of the skirmishes, but not a lot of heroes are falling like we saw last game. Last game we saw like CDEC just team wipe Newbee like 4 fights in a row, and that was just their demise at the end of that game. But you know, at the moment it's kind of well executed. You know, Lycan's going the backline supports here. Radiant are preventing the Enigma Black Hole. They're doing a really good job at kind of sitting around, holding their abilities, and now Waxy. This could just be a dieback as well. A follow push something. They gotta be careful because they are grouped up now. They're even gonna commit the Sonic Wave. So here comes the hook shot. Where's the fall? Wizard might have the cogs push back XM, but a little bit too late. It does trap off SRF, but now with the Fissure, Wizard can even make it on the high ground. It looks like he can. XM, that's a very aggressive blink there, but you have the Sensor to enable the follow-up. Even James as well with the high mobility that Radiant have. They're not done just yet. XM still wants to clean up. Fate's going to go for a TP up, but they don't have a way to cancel it. So we'll make it successfully.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that, wow, they're out of this game. Newbee. They just tap out just like that, 22 minutes in. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not gonna be like... Yeah, I'm not surprised they tapped out. Like, that's a game where... yeah, I don't know. I'm just not surprised. I think they really had to be ahead after the lanes. And that's the issue. Like, you have this lineup that's super greedy, but very reliant on taking objectives early. And that's the thing about the Enigma, is that you means your lanes are really weak. I will point out that I said there was actually DK favored. That is just recency bias. Like, the last DK I saw versus the Queen of Pain mid really dumps at that matchup. And maybe there was help with, maybe he got a really good power rune at like at the 4-minute mark, maybe a help from a support rotating, but XM did really well, struggled in the lane last game. There were no rotations this game to pressure him, so had a incredible performance on the Quap, and CDC just snowballed. I mean, the fact that you've got good lanes again, and Newbee couldn't hit their timing where they really want to, I feel like, group up around Helm Dom, around Nekos from the Lycan, and just go tower to tower, and even putting a DK in there, but they couldn't do that. So once they couldn't do that, it felt like, how are we going to be able to come back in the late game? They didn't have a way to deal with BKB Black Hole, which I do think is one of the biggest threats in late game, but it looks like it didn't matter. You know, CDEC just too strong in game 2, too strong in game 3, and in the end, they're going to be able to continue their flawless run so far throughout the China Pro League. They will now bump themselves up to 3-0. Newbee will drop themselves down to 0-6. They will at least get their first map victory. They were previously 0-10. They are now 1-12 with map count. So with that being said, CDC Gaming, they jump up to second place. They have only played 3 though, so not as many as other teams, but that is our first series of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have another one, though, for you guys, for the pleasure of everyone at home. We're going to have Invictus Gaming up against King Gaming. Now, a little bit of preface before we do get into that. Invictus Gaming currently 4th position on the ladder. They are 3-2, whereas King Gaming are 8th position. They are 1-2. So this is going to be an interesting matchup to see how it does fare out. I believe we're going to have a little bit of a break. Usually these series don't get pushed forward, so it's probably going to be about a little over half an hour until that next series, ladies and gentlemen. But with that being said, CDC, a 2-1 victory for them.